Welcome to Fighting Over Fiction. I'm Will.
I'm Tash.
I'm Fraz.
And today we're asking, is Fleabag's fourth wall breaking a successful tool for audience connection?
Finish her! Fleabag. I love Fleabag. I only just realised after having watched this show like 4 times now that her name is actually Fleabag. She doesn't have a name in the show.
Yeah, I went, hang on a minute, we never know her name.
Is it one of those things where you're going, I must know her name. I must know. I can't just call her Fleabag. That doesn't seem right. And you're like, oh no, that is her name.
Well, it's like everyone calls Andrew Scott's character Hot Priest. I was like, what is his actual name? And he doesn't have a name. And then, Tash, you've literally just told me that only like 3 people in this whole show have a name.
Yeah.
Which is one, and I like that. I find when I'm writing, the hardest thing to do is to name characters.
Imagine being an actor and going, oh, what role are you in? You go, I was the Hot Priest, you know? And they're like, oh, no, seriously, what are you? No, I am the Hot Priest.
Or I'm Bus Rodent.
Yeah. The IMDb page for this is fantastic.
How are you both? Are you well?
Yeah, good, thank you. How are you?
I'm very well. You've just come back from Hollybobs.
Hollybobs.
Oh, I hate people that say Hollybobs, and yet I say it all the time. Did you have a relaxing time?
We did, didn't
so
we?
relaxing.
Did you have any chance to watch any television?
We
watched
did.
Fleabag.
We watched the entirety of Fleabag on holiday.
Well, that's a good way to spend your holiday, and also was necessary for this era podcast. I've been watching movies. I've been doing my Oscars /
nice.
highest rated films. I've watched some intense movies this week, and I've really needed Fleabag to help me out.
Wait, was Fleabag the reprieve?
Fleabag was the
Wow,
reprieve.
okay, that's
Yeah,
saying
it
something, I
was.
feel, as well.
I mean, I've seen Fleabag before, so I knew I was going to get a little bit of enjoyment, and I knew where I was going to get punched in the gut, so I could make sure I had a nice cup of tea ready.
Tea makes everything better.
It really does,
It does, doesn't it? That's not a cliche.
So, Will, this is your first time watching Fleabag?
It's my first time ever watching Fleabag.
And Tash, you've seen bits of Fleabag before.
I've seen bits.
And I've seen lots of Fleabags, lots of times.
When you say bits, have you seen like whole episodes, or has it just been like
no,
clips?
I've seen clips
Okay.
for Fleabag, so I kind of had an idea.
Nice. Will, tell us what Fleabag's all about.
So, Fleabag, it was created by and stars Phoebe Waller-Bridge based on her one-woman stage play of the same name. The show only has 2 seasons of 12 episodes total. It wasn't cancelled, but ended out of choice. Amazon Prime Video co-produced and distributed the series internationally, helping it gain a global audience. The character known as the Hot Priest, played by Andrew Scott, is one of the few people who notices Fleabag breaking the fourth wall. The show was a major award success, winning multiple Primetime Emmy Awards in 2019, including Outstanding Comedy Series and Lead Actress.
I really enjoy the words that you decide to put extra stank on. Like, internationally.
You've got to put a name on it, you know?
Yeah, you've got the Christopher Walkens about your voice sometimes. It's like, I'm going to put accents on this word, and I love that.
I think that's the highest compliment anyone's ever paid to me.
Absolutely is. Do you know Christopher Walken's weird way of speaking is actually the way he speaks? He reads a script and he decides where he's going to put his weird inflections. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Off the ball. Will, I'm most intrigued to hear what you thought of Fleabag on your first viewing.
So overall, I really, really enjoyed it. I thought it was a really good TV series. I thought at the end of it, I'm glad that it did finish at the end of season 2. Not because I was glad it was over, but because I feel like it was just the right amount. And it kind of leaves you wanting like a little bit more, but then kind of came to a natural close. It's awful when something just kind of like drags on and you can tell they're just doing it for the money at this point. The first season even... I'm going to say the word painful, but I don't mean it as the way it kind of sounds. Painful makes it sound like, God, this was a terrible movie or a terrible TV series, and it really wasn't. It was really good.
Was it just the awkward nature of the family dynamics?
Yeah, it made me feel really uncomfortable, and I guess it's because there's a mix in there of things I can really, really relate to, and other things I really can't relate to. And for the ones that you can relate to, it's like, oh my God, there are other people who are also like this, and there are other people with other families like this. And then for the ones I can't relate to, it's interesting seeing someone else's perspective. I guess it definitely is a man as well. I don't have that view of what it's like to be a woman. And that was tough to watch. That really was tough to watch, and I felt like I did learn a lot from it.
And season 2?
Oh, just beautiful. I felt like that was full redemption arc for her. I just loved every single moment about it. So with season 1, it got to the end of each episode and I'm going, damn, I really want to watch the next episode, but I don't know if I've got like the fortitude for it. Where season 2, every time an episode ended, it was like, even though they weren't necessarily cliffhangers, it was like, God, I've just got to put on the next episode right now and find out what the next story is.
Nice. And Tash.
It's a masterpiece.
Yeah, it's perfect, isn't it?
It's perfect.
Did you prefer season 1 or season 2, or both equally?
Both equally.
Fantastic. I preferred season 1, season 2, I must say. I'm not sure why. I think the drop of when you find out what she did to Boo is not. It's the biggest part of the whole show.
Yeah.
I think it is the real turning point. I love that moment. I love Olivia Colman. I love her dad in it as well. I think he's like a real. I think all the characters in this show are quite caricaturistic. They're quite like they're big versions of little parts of everything that we know. And the dad being the guy who can't quite say what he wants to say, but he tries. He really tries. Like that scene when he goes, "You two are my daughters." It's like, we know what you mean, Dad. So Tash, the masterpiece stamp from you is not often given out.
It's not. No.
Is this the greatest TV show of all time?
One of them.
Fantastic.
We need a Tash IMDb list with your seal of approval, I feel, for other people to
Tash
peruse through. Yeah.
Maybe.
Well, that would be your like serialized.
Yeah, I would say so, yeah.
I don't like serialized as
it's
much
not as good as
Letterboxd,
is it? No.
There must be another one. Cool. Right, let's dig into it, shall we?
Let's go.
Do the fourth wall breaks bring the audience closer to Fleabag or keep us at a safe distance?
I would say that they do draw us in, but it's not comfortable. I think you've already said it about it being uncomfortable, but I think we're not on the same side as Fleabag. Like, we're very much positioned inside her self-narration, where she's justifying, denying, and all of those things are constantly clashing. Like, I don't think she's sure herself what's going on in a way. And it looks like she's kind of in control a lot of the time. She makes the decisions to sleep with all these men, act a certain way around her family. But I think she's just so fragile in this moment that she can implode at any second, which I really enjoyed watching that kind of unfold.
I really enjoyed watching her nearly implode.
I did actually. I thought it was really
it does give
interesting to watch.
It is like tense, isn't it? It's that like the bomb under the table thing, and it's a version of that, but it's her, and you're waiting for her to snap and to find out why she is the way that she is. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
I think she's a really interesting mirror of just human psyche and how we work as humans, because we are very unstable and we are always kind of explaining ourselves to ourselves, which I think is what she's doing a lot of the time. Like I
say, that characteristic nature, it's like little bits of everyone have been smushed into Fleabag, and
I just think like she's not protecting us from her. We're trapped with her. In a way, like we're trapped in this loop with her constantly. Like we're trapped inside her brain. She's trapped inside her brain. We're all trapped inside our own brains.
That's it. It's a really interesting take. So, do you think it brings us closer? Or you do think it brings us closer.
Yeah.
So, I'm undecided. I took a really long time to answer this question. So, I think on the one hand, the fourth wall breaks kind of make you feel like her confidant.
Yeah.
Like we are the people that she's comfortable saying the unfiltered jokes, the intrusive thoughts, the things that can't belong in the real world. You know, we are the person that she can be her like unfiltered self with. But on the other hand, she's not letting us in, I don't think. Like the comedy is the shield that protects her from her grief, and keeping her guilt a secret from us leaves us at a distance. So it's almost like she's trying to draw us nearer with the like, oh, look how quirky and funny I am. Whereas on the other hand, she's like, but I'm not going to tell you the actual thing that's going on. So I would actually say it keeps us at a distance. I disagree with you there. Will, did you find yourself getting closer to Fleabag? You look very pensive there.
I so much to think about with this 4-4. I found it so interesting. It's not something I've seen before. So there's not many times I watch a TV series or a film and I go, oh, I've really had to think about that after. Maybe I'm just a simple creature. Anyway, besides the point. Who do you think she's talking to? Do you think it is us as an audience? Do you think it's like an otherworldly spirit who we're looking in on as?
I think she's talking to herself.
Okay.
I kind of got the feeling she's talking to her inner self and she's compartmentalizing everything. I'm getting into proper psychoanalysis here. But like her not telling us about Boo is her not admitting to herself what has happened. She's trying to keep that contained.
It's like when you do a bad thing, you don't want to think about it. You don't want to remember it. And if you don't remember it for long enough, you might forget about it. And I think I don't think she can be talking to us because Hot Priest notices, and he like that's getting very, very meta. That's not filmmaking. So I think you're right. I think she is talking to herself or thinking to herself. Like this is a visual representation of the intrusive thoughts in your head, isn't it? So the fourth wall thing I think is really interesting because you don't like fourth wall breaks, Tash.
Generally,
and
I don't.
Will, you say you've never seen it before. I guarantee you
not
have.
in this, not in this way, certainly.
This is good. I think that's the difference. Like fourth wall breaks are really, really common, but it's very, very rarely done well. And I think this is
like, for example, in Vladimir, it was terribly done.
Agreed. Yes.
Whereas this is a masterclass in it.
It really is. So, Will, answer the question: closer or further away? Do you need to watch it again?
I don't feel like I need to. It definitely is closer, but it's closer, but also I always do. I hate you, Will. It is also further away though because
Will just broke the fourth wall. He just turned away.
It's like she's disassociating and pushing herself away, and then that's when she brings us in, and that's when she's seeing us. I kind of did some Googling afterwards because I presume's the wrong word. I kind of sensed we were taking on a role that I hadn't found anyone else online had shared. I feel like we've replaced Boo.
Yeah.
Like when you look at flashbacks of Boo, Fleabag's giving her the same look. She's giving her the same side glances and kind of like little like shared moments, and they're almost mirrored to then us and how we're looking in on the TV series. So is she then going, she's like almost still speaking to Boo, and then that's why in the first season we don't find out about what actually happened till Boo to the end, because she's talking to Boo like she's convincing herself she hasn't done anything wrong and she doesn't want to take ownership, I guess, of that problem.
I think that's a great take.
Yeah.
Like say, like we're her confidant, and Boo would have been her confidant, and Boo would have been the person she can say the unfiltered jokes to, and Boo is the person that you can buy a guinea pig for, and she'll just sort of run with it. And you realise that once Boo's gone, Fleabag's very, very lonely. She doesn't have any other friends. She has a very toxic relationship with her family, and her sister's the person that she's closest to. But even that is complicated because of her husband, etc. But yeah, love that, Will.
So are we going to talk about the priest obviously seeing that fourth wall break?
Yeah, let's,
because that's why I then see potentially why the priest can then see her doing that. Is it because he can almost see Boo's spirit, and then that's we're taking on that responsibility, like he can see that stretch into the afterlife, into that kind of plane of existence? So it isn't. I know there's obviously I'll leave the other takes, but is that why he can see it and no one else can?
I mean, I think then you're asking about. So you're kind of seeing that his spirituality, allows him to see that she's always talking to the ghost of Boo.
Yeah.
I mean, that's one way of looking at it. You could just see it as he's used to talking to people in vulnerable moments. So he's used to seeing people like disassociate, like you, Tash, and he's used to seeing people kind of go inside themselves. I like how he gets frustrated by it. He's immediately angry by it. He doesn't find it like funny or quirky. He's like, stop doing that. So what are you doing? Where did you go? And when Andrew Scott turns to the camera and shouts, like, that throws me back so much.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God.
Yeah.
It really was a bit of a jump scare. Well, I didn't expect to be. Honestly, you suddenly feel aware in your front room, like on the sofa, like, oh my God, Andrew Scott's looking at me.
Yeah,
and you feel like Moriarty's looking at you. That's the problem here.
Sure.
I saw it as the priest being the only one who sees Fleabag's true self since Boo has.
Yeah. Because
everybody else completely glazes over the fact they're not quite paying attention to her. You know, everybody's stuck in their own kind of bubble and they can't quite get out, whereas he sees her for who she actually is.
He's
Like,
the only
she-
person that allows her to exist as herself. Like the rest of her family are just waiting for their turn to speak.
Like, I loved the scene where she kept saying, "Oh, he's got such a beautiful neck," and he went, "What? What did you say?" And that's the first time that she's been caught out, and she goes, "Oh," and it's that, "Oh, right, he's seeing her now."
Could it also be that like, so maybe Hot Priest isn't seeing the fourth wall breaks. Maybe Fleabag is forgetting to say it inside her head. Like, oh, have I said the quiet part loud and the loud part quiet? Do you know what I mean? Like, she's actually said, "Oh, you've got a beautiful neck," and she meant to say that in her head,
but she doesn't,
because she's comfortable finally.
Yeah. I think that he is literally breaking her fourth wall down.
Her ceiling,
her
floor.
He's breaking it.
Is he breaking it, or is he building a door? Or is it a door, or is it a window?
Smashing that door down.
French sliding glass doors.
I don't think it's as elegant as that. I think it is just a wall.
Okay, like...
that she's built for herself, and he's smashing that wall down.
Are we being confided in or manipulated by what she chooses to show us?
Tash, this is a wonderful question.
Oh, thanks.
I really enjoyed this one. So, this was actually the first time that I ever really considered the reliability of Fleabag's narration. Throughout season 1, I find that Fleabag hides her dirty little secret from us, and she portrays herself as like a quirky and funny, and the screen time is dedicated to the flaws of others. Fleabag shows herself as this like sexually liberated feminist who thrives in spite of her emotionally stunted family. And then you watch it again, and Will, I'm really looking forward to you rewatching season 1, knowing what you know now. Because on rewatch, I think you see that she's using comedy as a shield, and she's using sex almost like a comfort blanket. And she's not only deeply, deeply grieving, but she's desperately guilty. Like, and this is the genius of the show. This is why it is a masterpiece, I think, Tash, because the interpretation is different every single time you watched it. And I think we are being manipulated by Fleabag, but I don't think Fleabag realizes that. I think it's like when you go to a therapist and they ask you a question and you answer it honestly, and you tell them how you feel, and the therapist goes, "Is that really how you feel?" And you start to think about it a little bit more. I can't wait to watch it again. I will wait a few years again, but it is so good on every single rewatch. You find something different as your life changes. Yeah, you see something different in it as well.
Yeah, we're growing up with Fleabag.
Yeah.
I agree. I think she's very much manipulating us, but I think that's the most authentic version of a character, because who doesn't? Like you say, like, who doesn't manipulate even without realizing it? Like, no one's wholly reliable when they're telling their own story, because they have their own bias, opinion and perspectives. And they could be the slightest bias, but it's always there. You're always going to have your own ideas, no matter how different they'll be to other people's.
You're going to make every story slightly funnier.
Exactly. Yeah. So I think it makes her a really compelling and the best kind of protagonist. We don't need to trust her. I don't think we need to. I think we're just seeing her true representation of herself. And often these situations she finds herself in are caused by herself.
Yeah.
And it's interesting to see then how she kind of gets herself out of them.
The opening scene in season 2 is a wonderful, they almost dare. We talk about the protagonist being driving the story forward, and I can't remember whether it was the sister or Olivia Colman who says, "Right, when are you going to?" Oh no, it's her sister's husband. "When are you going to make tonight all about yourself?" And Fleabag is very staunchly, "I'm not," and she is so well behaved. You're like, oh, she's learned, and then, and it's not her fault.
No.
And that isn't a part of her manipulating us, but just her actions drives her life into these places that she can't get away from.
I think, she's just inherently human the whole way through. She's not a pretend human. You kind of forget she's a character.
Yes.
And you kind of see it. I saw some of it as it kind of reminded me of a documentary. I was like, this is reality TV. It's got to be.
She gets a lot of questions, and a lot of people assume that this was biographical.
Yeah.
Or autobiographical, but it's not. She's like, no, it's completely made up. And Phoebe Waller-Bridge regrets the not protecting her family, not coming out sooner and saying this is not my real family, because her family have gotten a lot of
stick for it. Yeah. As I said before, I think she's talking to herself, using her inner voice, which is what we all do. So that's why I think the fourth wall breaks are genius in this, because it showcases people's inner psyches and inner goings on, which we don't see a lot. Again, there's a lot of subtext that is used in film and TV, and you have to look at body language, and you have to look at, and you think, yeah, that's usually enough, but actually the fourth wall break here is just genius, and it is a masterclass on how to connect your protagonist to a viewer.
Yeah, it is. We've spoken about how all fiction is basically writers trying to manipulate us into thinking something fake is real.
Yeah.
And we've all been manipulated by Phoebe Waller-Bridge into thinking that this is real.
And I love her for it.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, Phoebe Waller-Bridge has manipulated us, and Fleabag has manipulated us, because Phoebe Waller-Bridge has made Fleabag manipulate us, and I love it.
Yeah.
Like, when you're genuinely manipulated into doing something, you don't mind doing it.
You're kind of going along happily, aren't you?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Will, anything?
Yeah, I do think it is manipulation, but again, it's not in a malicious way. I think we're being confided in, but it's not. It's kind of like not as simple as just like talking to a therapist or something. It's like she's trying to justify her actions in real time almost. So she's kind of like doing something, and then it's, when you're in the shower the day after, you go, oh, I wish I could say that. It's kind of like she's doing almost that, but again, like in live action, it's like we're being let in, but only in kind of like into the version of the truth she can live with after kind of the stuff that's been happening. Yeah, so I don't think she's trying to convince us. I think she's more trying to convince herself. How does the fourth wall breaking change the emotional weight of key moments?
So I think this is different in season 1 and in season 2, and I think that's where this show becomes more rewatchable as well. So in season 1, the fourth wall breaks they're the strongest comedic tool. They're there to break the tension and remove the emotional weight, I think. Like, we're allowed to feel the intensity of each moment, but instead of being left to linger in it, Phoebe Waller-Bridge pops it like a balloon. It's a mixture of perfect timing and true understanding of how much an audience can withstand. Like you say, Will, you're left in these like horribly painful, awkward moments, and then suddenly you just get this close-up of Phoebe Waller-Bridge saying like, oh, we're doing anal, and it's wonderful. But then in season 2, the fourth wall breaking becomes the emotional weight, like especially when Hot Priest notices it being broken. We start to realise her grief and her guilt, and we realise all her insecurities. And this is where Phoebe Waller-Bridge maintains that tension between comedy and then layers it with the emotional resonance. So to answer the question, I think the fourth wall breaks get rid of the emotional weight in season 1, and they make them bigger in the second season. What do you think, Tash?
I think that's a really interesting take, actually, and I would agree, and I think it kind of links back to, we're growing up with Fleabag, so like she kind of grows up between season 1 and season 2 in a way, and we see that in how you mentioned earlier about in the dinner scene where she goes, I'm not going to make this about myself, when in season 1 she probably would have done.
Yeah.
And then obviously chaos ensues anyway. But I would argue that Fleabag doesn't treat us as an audience at all. I don't feel like we are an audience. I think we're just right there with her the whole way through, which I think adds to the emotional weight from start to finish, because I think we are her. I loved the brief flashbacks, actually. It wasn't too much, but it gave you enough information to go, okay, right, we're starting to piece things together now. It was like Phoebe Waller-Bridge was feeding you a jigsaw puzzle piece every couple of minutes.
Those pieces, there's so many more of them in season 1, which I'm not sure if you'd notice on the first watch. So rewatch season 1.
Rewatch season 1. I also think as well that we're privy to so much more than her own family are in that sense as well. So I think that again adds to the emotional weight, because we know so much more than the closest people in her life.
It's easy to forget that the things she says to the camera, she doesn't say to her family. Yeah, that's a really good point. We know more about her than her own family does. We are her boo.
We are boo.
You're right, Will.
I think the humour only gets us so far when it comes to the worst possible moments in our lives. So I think the humour only takes her so far. I think then she realises, this isn't going to work anymore, or it's not going to work as much as I thought it would, and I need to actually address this head on, which is what the priest helps her do.
Yeah, you can't win a battle with a shield, can you?
No. And I think, as she gets to know him more, I think he is the kind of key to unlocking everything inside her. So she doesn't need the crutch anymore. And I think it was the line that Andrew Scott said was, here's to peace and those who get in the way of it. She's the one that gets in the way of her own peace. And I think he helps her learn that.
I'd argue with that slightly.
Really?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you're absolutely right. She does get in the way of her own peace.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of obstacles there. Like,
100%. Yeah.
imagine trying to find your own self-confidence and your own forgiveness when you're surrounded by these horrendous... Like, Olivia Colman's character in this is one of the worst villains in TV history. Like, I'm talking, who would you rather spend a day with, Darth Vader or this bitch?
Oh, Darth Vader, 100%.
Like, fuck me.
I always thought Olivia Colman's character and Martin should have just got together. I think they were the perfect couple.
Oh, do you know what? He's even worse, isn't he?
He is terrible.
And all of her, well, most of her boyfriends are awful as well. Even Harry is a disgusting human being.
Yeah.
The only nice person in this whole show is who is credited as Bus Rodent. He's like a genuinely nice person.
Yeah.
He just comes across as this like...
It's funny that he's the only nice person in it, or one of them, or the only nice boyfriend. And then even you said earlier, you just hate him when he comes on screen.
You do.
How has she managed to write that? It's fascinating. It really is a masterpiece.
Yeah. Will, how did you find the fourth wall breaks and the emotional weight? Did you, like I say, did you find it popped the tension, or did it make it worse?
I think it kind of made it worse in a way. I think without the fourth wall breaking, it becomes just kind of like EastEnders in a way. Maybe that's being a bit harsh. It's a really good TV series, but the fourth wall is just so bloody brilliant, and I think that does turn it into a masterpiece. It turns kind of chaotic scenes into like a moment of almost calmness as she then speaks to you and kind of like rationalizes it or puts a quip on it. So then when it returns again, it feels like it kind of like lands like twice as heavy. It's really good.
Yeah. It is really good.
There you go.
It's funny when you talk about shows like this when there's very, very little that you don't like about it, and you just end up saying, this is great. No, this was great. Was there anything that you didn't like about the TV show?
I think we've mentioned the confession scene already.
Did we mention that on mic?
Have we mentioned that on mic? None of us liked the confession scene.
No. There's the moment when Andrew Scott opens the door and she's on her knees. The music cue there is so evil.
Yeah.
It's like this really loud organ minor key. And I thought that she was about to get assaulted when I first watched it, and even knowing what happened, I thought it was going to happen again. I was like, maybe I missed a part. Maybe this is an assault. Maybe all of the keys, all of the cues tell us that this is a bad moment. And I suppose maybe it is, but maybe
potentially. I'm just thinking now off the top of my head is that maybe it shows that he has the potential to hurt her, like other people have in her life, and then he doesn't.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's that malicious. I kind of just saw it as, because it was very much against what the church would have wanted him to do as part of his celibacy. It was almost like satanic in a way, because it was like a devil's temptation for both of them.
That's true.
And then that's why then the picture of God fell off the wall, because again, it was like, now, hot priest, shouldn't be doing that. Would Fleabag be as compelling without the fourth wall device?
No.
Done.
It wouldn't be. I think it would just completely lose its ability to show the difference between feeling something and then actually admitting it, which I think is what this whole show is about. The fourth wall device lets us see the version of the events she's trying to construct alongside the reality she can't escape from or suppress. I think it's that duality where the character becomes most human. Again, I've talked about humanity a lot in this show, and I think there is a lot of really grounded humanity. It's always almost gritty in a way.
Is there an argument to say, and I'm not making this argument, but I'm just trying to like learn from what you know about the showing and telling. Like fourth wall breaking is very much telling.
Very much so.
However, is it the subtext that is more important?
Yeah, I think it's telling you something, but then it's showing you something at the same time. It's showing you her inner workings through telling. Yeah,
she's telling us something, but where she's showing us something different. Almost.
Yes, yeah, which I think is the part of the genius of this show. It's really reflective of how people actually process guilt, grief, and responsibility. I don't think this show hides behind anything. It's actually like this is a perspective on grief. This is a perspective on guilt, and it's very real.
Yeah, it doesn't linger in those moments either. No. Like when season 1 ends and we find out what she did to Boo, we then go to season 2 and we don't see like any of the fallout from that. She's just like, right, now I'm going to try and be a better person. Yeah.
Yeah. And again, yeah, it doesn't waste time on things that don't need to be shown. We just have to accept, right, okay, this is what's happening. And it's kind of like, again, Fleabag accepts, right, this is what's happening. I can't change it. So I'm going to move forward at this point with the help of Hot Priest and the bank manager.
Yeah, the incredibly sexist bank manager.
Who then became actually quite a good egg in the end.
Yeah, I mean, can you blame a bad person when they try and correct themselves?
No, I don't think you can.
He did steal her apron, though.
He did steal her apron, although I think it was quite a good look for him, really, in the end. So,
yeah,
I mean, why not?
Sure. I think there's a fanfic somewhere where those two open up a chain of guinea pig restaurants.
I think
where they give you coffee and a bank loan, maybe.
Yeah, there's something in that. There's something in that. What did you think?
So to paraphrase the immortal Will, I would trust Phoebe Waller-Bridge to write an adapted screenplay of my fridge's user manual, and it would be amazing. If Phoebe Waller-Bridge went to the BBC and the BBC said no fourth wall breaks, she would have made something incredible out of this story. Yeah. It wouldn't have been Fleabag, though. It wouldn't have 100%. Been the same. Fleabag was originally a one-woman play, which I don't think you can do that without just having the fourth wall down. It's essentially like a stand-up show. And it was that got picked up by the BBC. So I think the fourth wall breaking had to be there for it to be what it was. I think you've covered everything perfectly there, Tash. Will, anything to add there? No, Will is shaking his head.
You've done it succinctly as always.
Yeah, wonderful. So, Tash, you don't like fourth wall breaking?
In general, no.
I think it's like anything, isn't it? Any trope or any like storytelling device can either be done brilliantly or badly. And is it that fourth wall breaking is something that's often done badly?
Yes, a lot of the time. I mean, I mentioned Vladimir earlier, which is a very recent example. Sometimes it's just that it's like voiceover. Some just think, oh, you could have shown that. You could have thought of another way to do that. But in this, it's necessary.
Sure. There isn't a single wasted line in this series, is there? There's not a single wasted scene.
No. I think every line of dialogue is supercharged and it's there for a reason. And like the context and the exposition is layered in there exactly where it needs it as well, like with the flashback scenes.
For sure.
We only know things when we need to know them.
So, is Fleabag's fourth wall breaking a successful tool for audience connection?
No, failure. Terrible.
What?
I mean, is it just a resounding yes all around the table?
I think so. I think we're all going to agree it's a yes for this.
Absolutely fantastic. I like this show more and more every time I watch it. I really enjoyed being forced to think about it more deeply and having the questions about it. And I think if you've got any kind of piece of media that you can go over and over and over and pick through with a fine-tooth comb and still find new things and more interesting things. What an exceptional piece of television this
well
is.
Done, Phoebe Waller-Bridge.
For sure. I really hope I know she's at great heights now, but I hope she just I want them to replace that big Hollywood sign with just like PWB.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah.
Well, she's written the next Tomb Raider.
Has she?
Yeah.
With Sophie Turner?
Yes.
Okay.
That's very exciting.
That'd be interesting to see.
Fantastic. What are you guys watching this week?
I'm continuing with Letterboxd. I know I said I was going to watch Rear Window this week, but then we were on holiday and we're watching Fleabag. So Rear Window will be this week now.
Wonderful. Will?
Something. Please, something outside of Stargate or acid cartoons. Someone force me to do it.
Okay, if I give you a show to watch, will you promise to watch it?
No.
Yes, you will, because I'll be there poking you.
I have just started watching a TV show on Apple called The Servant by M. Night Shyamalan.
Oh, yeah.
It is like a horror thing, and I've just watched episode 1, which is 34 minutes long, and I think just episode 1 is enough. It's like M. Night Shyamalan, just squished into a 34-minute episode of TV, and I'm intrigued. I don't think it's going to be any good, but there's 4 seasons worth of it, so it's like it must go somewhere. But I have
to say, I am really enjoying these 30-minute episodes that are coming out now.
Unless it's so good, you want more. Look
Night
at
of the Seven Kingdoms, Night of the Seven Kingdoms,
Yeah.
Night of the Seven Kingdoms.
Yeah, but do you want those episodes to be longer?
No, that's what I'm saying. That's the whole point.
I do.
You do.
I don't really. I do. The heart says yes. The head says no.
Right. See you
we'll
later,
let that
guys.
conflict rage.